Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I am joined by a very special guest. For those who don't know, Thomas Frank is a YouTuber, he's an entrepreneur, he's also the creator of College Info Geek, which is a popular YouTube channel and website that helps students to optimize their college life, everything from finance to optimizing their productivity. And I've been a follower of Thomas for a while. I remember watching him during my college years and thoroughly enjoying his videos. And we are bringing Thomas in today to talk a lot about Notion. I was very nervous during this video because I've admired Thomas for a fair while now. But near the end of the video, I felt a lot calmer because I started to get to know all about him. So it's amazing to have him on today. He's going to dive into an exclusive look at how he uses Notion to create content and also monitor content with a small team. It's quite an exciting explanation of how you can use Notion. And what I specifically took away from it is that the way that he uses pages and templates. So he uses quite a robust process that he's adopted for creating new videos and being able to go a bit deeper than just that and having that as a workspace. So today's video, we're diving into how Thomas Frank uses Notion. And thank you so much for Thomas for coming here on the channel. It's an absolute honor to have him. But without further ado, let's dive in. Welcome, Thomas. So good to have you.
Yeah, great to be on the show. How's it going, man?
Yeah, very good. Where are you based right now?
I am in Denver, Colorado, and it is
Awesome.
20 degrees Fahrenheit, snowing, and the roads are terrible right now.
Snowing? It's snowing already?
It is. Yeah, I'm actually really happy about this because I'm a skier and a snowboarder, and last year we just did not get a ski season worthy of being called a ski season. So I think it's back with a vengeance for this year.
Yeah.
I will take some slick roads. That gives me more ski time.
That's mental. I never would think it's like November and snowing. It's thunder here. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to go. I need to go to the US, so I will have to visit Denver for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Thomas, maybe a little bit of introduction to yourself for those who don't know who you are already.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Thomas. I am a productivity nerd, I guess, much like yourself, I think. And for the past 8 years, I've been running a website called collegeinfogeek.com that helps students of all ages really do better in school, become more prepared in their careers, all kinds of stuff like that. I think college branding is very much a relic of me being in college when I started it. And then I've got a YouTube channel just under my name, Thomas Frank, that's even more general, I think, than the website. So we talk about productivity, habits, excelling as a person in all areas, health, things like that. And then I've got that podcast as well, College Info Geek Podcast, where every Monday I talk with my friend Martin about a topic that we think students will be interested in.
Yeah, I love the podcast. I must say, I only discovered it about 6 months ago properly, but since then I've been binging. It's really good fun.
Oh, good. And I'm guessing you're not in college yourself, right?
I've left as of a year ago.
Okay.
But
and you still find the show useful.
Yeah. It covers like pretty much everything and anything. I like the finance features. Yeah, it's a really good podcast, but everyone should definitely go on it.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about Notion today because that's quite an exciting topic right now. So maybe start with a few questions for you. I wanted to ask, first off, where and how did you find Notion when you obviously discovered it? When was that?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think I found Notion on Product Hunt.
Okay.
But I can't remember. I don't know where else I would have learned about it. So I think I found it on Product Hunt. And I know it's been less than a year since I started using it. I think, let's see here, the earliest video that I worked on it was in June of this year. So possibly just this summer.
Yeah. And did you
I
see
feel like I haven't even touched the surface of it.
It's so big, isn't it? And
it's ridiculous.
And when you got started with it, did you notice like a lot of people sort of head towards it that you were around?
Not really, no. I remember telling people about it and them all saying, "What's that?" And then I would just go, crazy, telling them about everything I loved. And it's like, you guys have to use it. It's so flexible. It's got everything in it. And then we're like, oh, we'll check it out. And that's where we're using it.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny, like the more, I don't know, I went so hard into it. I was obsessively building pages and hubs for my content over
Oh
like
my
the
God.
course of a few days or a week. And
Yeah.
I feel like I'm one of Notion's biggest fans, but also one of their most annoying customers. Picking things and being like, and sending them messages and help. Be like, I want this to change. I want this to be better.
Yeah. I bet it's like Inception. Like you just go layer by layer by layer.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. And in terms of when you like, do you recommend it to any of the students or like college people that follow the channel?
It's tough. I recommend everyone try it out.
Mm,
I don't recommend it as my top note-taking system yet. I still recommend Evernote for that purpose, though Evernote
mhm.
still bugs me because Evernote is full of bugs. But I feel that Evernote still offers the best combination of features, and the biggest reason for that is there's just some weird quirks in how Notion handles actually writing notes
Yeah.
that annoy me. So I don't do my writing in Notion. I still do my writing in Evernote, and then I'll transfer the script over to Notion when it's ready to go.
Yeah.
I think Notion is close, like 2 or 3 core tweaks away from being like a note-taking system that I can use.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's it.
many organizational tasks and project management tasks, it's my go-to now.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't think it's like a note taker per se yet. I think it's just the way that notes are captured and organized. It's just like not, it's like a different layout than.
It doesn't give you that almost like email inbox like structure where you have your notebooks and then you have a date modified by default
Yeah.
ordering of notes within specific notebooks. You can construct this, I guess, because you can use databases, but it just feels a little wonky compared to Evernote.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of when you're, setting up your account, it would be great to have a look inside of that. Maybe you can give us a tour of your Notion
I
account.
can show you at least some things. I don't know if I can show you everything.
That's it.
Let me learn how to share the screen here. Cool. So we have our main screen. Are you able to see?
Yeah, lovely background.
Awesome. Yeah, I love this background.
Yeah,
I think if you just search like forest background Reddit, you'll find it. So many good things. So we use Notion for quite a few things, but this is the main thing we use it for, which is YouTube video project management. And what I've done is created a table of projects, and it's got a few views here. So for people who are not familiar with Notion's database tools, you can, much like Airtable, create different views for the same database. So I could do a calendar view and actually see when videos are coming out. I can do my default view and see things in Kanban form. But we typically just use table view here. And I can put when we're going to publish it, what the sponsor is, whether or not it's published, and then who's going to edit it, either my editor, Tony, or me. Down here, I keep some ideas. And the reason I don't put ideas here is because I have a lot of ideas that I don't use. And anything here is actually a big templated project with all kinds of stuff in here. So one really cool thing you can do in Notion, which I'm sure you're aware of, is that you can make templates. So there's this template action, and if I go into here and look at it, you can see that if I click this, I'm going to get an instance of whatever's here. And whatever's here is this big video project template. So I've constructed this. This took a while to make. Where I have title ideas, I've got keywords, I've got sponsor permissions. So these are all toggles, and I can hide them if I want to. There is an editing checklist. So my editor can go through here and make sure that he's done everything correctly. And then when I go to publish my video, I use the publishing checklist to make sure that I've done everything correctly. And as you can see, there's kind of a lot of things involved in publishing a video. So if I didn't have this, I would probably forget to do something. Usually I would forget to add the caption file. So I do have this now, which means I never forget anything. I've got a couple of links to some things we use, like Epidemic Sound is our stock music place where we get music for videos. We have like a headline analyzer that helps make better titles, a thumbnail testing tool, and then these are just empty documents for putting research and for putting scripts when I'm done with them in Evernote. But the crown jewel is this B-roll area, And I'm going to go to an instance of an actual project to show you sort of how that works. So let's go to this one. This is the most recent video I published as we're recording this. What I do is I have my editor do like the A-roll cut of a video, which is just the talking head stuff. And then he will upload that draft to a website called frame.io. And frame.io, and actually I may be able to just pull frame.io up just to show you. So this is a really interesting website for anybody making videos. This allows your editors to upload basically like a cut of anything you're working on. So here is the latest one. And then I can watch through it and I can add comments at specific timestamps. So if we get to here, it's going to make a comment with the timestamp 256. And it creates like a timestamp ordered list of comments. So we use this for B-roll ideas, for animations, for videos, for clips, for pictures, anything that goes on top of that A-roll. What I can then do is export that as a CSV and merge it into this B-roll list I've created, which has all these very useful columns, like tags that tells us how we can gather things, like templates, because we create a lot of templates for animations, like timestamps. So this makes the editing process much more effective and efficient for the editor, because what we can do is sort things differently. So you're very familiar with batching, right?
I am, yeah.
Basically just batching, taking all your tasks, finding the similar ones, batching them together so you don't have to do as much setup, right? Mm-hmm. So this is very important for videos because an online image, to gather that, requires me to sit down on my computer, go on the internet, find it. If I want to find archive footage, I'm still on my computer, but I'm in a different context. I now have to go back into my Windows Explorer and find old footage. For overhead stuff, I need to take my camera, set it up on the overhead setup, turn the lights on. That is a whole different kind of beast. If I need to film things, I don't think I filmed anything specific for this one, but if I wanted to film like a skit, that's a totally different thing too. So we have sort of two stages in B-roll editing. We have gathering and then we have actual editing. So during gathering, we sort by the tags. So that way I can be like, all right, everything overhead is in order. I'm going to go do all the overheads. Now I'm going to go do all the archives. Now I'm going to get all the stock footage, all the online images. So we're batching the gathering tasks based on the type of action we need to do. But once that's done, we can change the sort to timestamp. And now my editor can go just basically timestamp by timestamp by timestamp through the video, and that allows him to easily edit in order. But it also allows him to go right to where the piece of B-roll needs to go. So in the past, it would just be a list, and he'd have to basically watch through the video and sort of guess where it needs to go. And now it's like, boom, all right, I know I got to go right to 329. That's where this animation is going. And this has just cut down a lot on a lot of the confusion, a lot of the time it takes to get editing done. It's been very, very helpful.
I can imagine, yeah.
The hub, so this is basically just a planning hub where we get, again, our publishing date, our sponsors, whether or not it's published, and what have you. And
that's fantastic.
That's the main thing. And I think so. This is kind of like the best overview of how we use Notion, because we're taking massive advantage of the templating engine here, but also of the database tools to keep things really organized. And if you could make assignments for specific tasks, I don't even know if we would need Asana anymore.
Definitely. We're almost there. I love
We're
it.
almost there. We'll see. I'm not sure how that's going to work because Notion's just so much more flexible and open than any other tool, so it could be a mess.
Yeah.
Someday, possibly, it would be possible to abandon Asana and just use Notion for task management.
Totally, yeah. I see that. within the year. I really like how you use it in terms of the whole video production setup. Did it take you a few attempts to get to where you are now? Because I think that scares a lot of people. Like when they see something like that, they're like, oh, how do I get there?
Yeah, it looks massively complicated. The bones of the template and the table of all the videos, that I did in about a day. But the process of learning, how to use Frame.io to export the CSV, that took a few tries. At first, I was just manually entering B-roll ideas into that Notion table, and there were no timestamps. But the original idea, and I think like my original sort of like brain blast for wanting to use Notion was realizing that I could switch between table and Kanban views. And I was like, whoa, so if I tag my B-roll, I can switch to a Kanban view and create lists based on tag.
Yeah.
And I would do that, but this is where there's like one little annoyance with Notion.
Yeah.
And the annoyance is, so we have like the checkbox. You saw the checkboxes in that view.
Yeah.
If you switch to Kanban view, you cannot just check the checkbox. You have to tap the card and open it as a modal and then tap the checkbox. And I was like, guys, this basically makes it really annoying to check things off in Kanban view. Because now I have to tap twice and load a page, especially on mobile. It's very annoying because then I have to go back. You guys should just, like, you can see the checkbox on the Kanban card. I don't know why you can't just click it.
Yeah. It's annoying.
So then I realized, well, wait a minute, I can just do a sort based on tag in table view, which means I could honestly do all of this in Google Sheets as well.
Yeah.
With the one exception being that Notion and Airtable, and I think there's one other database as a spreadsheet sort of service out there. I can't remember the name. It's like Zen something. Every row is its own page or its own object within Notion. Meaning, if I have details I want to share with my editor, like, oh, here's where you can get this footage, or here's exactly what I want you to go for, it's easy to do that. And
definitely.
In Google Sheets, I would have to make like weird notes or something, and it just wouldn't work as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And that sort of leads me to my question. My final question is, in terms of like a wish list that you would have for Notion, what would it be in the next, let's say, 6 months for you to really go deeper with the service?
I don't know how I would implement this, but the ability to assign things to people.
Okay.
And I think you have to sit down and like really think hard about how to design this. But right now, there's not like a way to log in the Notion. You can see who's mentioned you, but you can't say like, this is what I got to do. So until then, we have to use Asana. I think they just released this feature, and I haven't played with it, but like the ability to do like relational tables. So if I had, I've kind of tried to figure out as best I can, but it would be nice if I could make a table that was able to reference data from other tables, including like their rows and things like that. So maybe I have a list of video ideas, and I can actually, reference that from my set project table. Because right now I have video ideas, and then I have to recreate a new template, basically. And then some general writing tweaks. So, for instance, the block system makes writing very flexible, but it also makes it very annoying. 2 examples. In any other note-taking app, if you have a bullet list and you put your cursor at the beginning of a line that it already has text in it, and you hit enter, all the text from that bullet is going to go down to a new bullet, and then you're going to be left with a shiny new blinking cursor bullet at the top of your bullet list. If you're nested. Actually, even if you're not nested, it's always just going to create a new top bullet. In Notion, that doesn't happen. You hit enter, it moves your bullet down, and you're left with a blank line. So then you got to hit asterisk space to give yourself another bullet. That's just a weird quirk of the block system. Another thing is, if you're a writer, and let's say you've got a few paragraphs, and you want to select some text from multiple paragraphs, you can't do that. Because the moment your selection goes out of the current block, which is usually like a sentence or a paragraph, you're now selecting entire blocks. So it's just not a robust writing tool because you can't do laser-focused editing. It's just really blunt. So for now, we kind of have to muck about on other tools to get things done and then like move them in direction.
I have those 2 exact same problems whenever I'm doing something in Evernote, Notion, and it's a bit annoying, but I think it's only, I think they really released like last June time, so
they're really new, and the shipping changes has been impressive, and I've also been impressed with the fact that they respond to feedback. At least they acknowledge that I've given it to them, which is nice. So,
that's it.
I've got faith that it's going to keep getting better, and it may eventually get to the point where it's like it truly does replace Asana. It truly does replace Evernote. Right now, it's like it replaces those two if you really want to like hack it together and be annoyed a little bit.
Yeah.
But then again, there are certain things it does that just nothing else does quite as well. So I'm in this weird limbo period where I'm using more tools than I'd like to use.
That's it. Imagine the day that we just use Notion all day. It's going to be so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that'd be really weird. Yeah, I'm still not sure if it'll happen, but so the other thing is with a note-taking application, my brain just really likes that Evernote style of doing things. Bear does it very well as well, where it's notebooks or notebook stacks, notes that are sorted by date modified, and then you have your note view. And I like having everything being able to be visible. And I think Bear actually does it best because Bear sorts by tags, and you can do subtags and subtags, so you can really build out a folder system that goes as deep as you want, but it still respects that date modified listing type, and still has, you can do other tags and things like that. You can technically go as deep as you want with tags in Evernote, but because Evernote separates tags from notebooks, you don't really know how to build that out. So I would be on Bear if Bear was on Windows.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So I'm back on it.
Yeah. They're working on a web version, but
they are, but they've been working on a web version for like a year.
Almost. Yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Thomas, I loved your setup. It's brilliant. Where can everyone find you after they go away from this video?
YouTube.com/Thomas Frank is a good starting point.
Lovely, jubbly. And also,
page there has all my links.
There we go. Brilliant. Well, we're going to jump on a podcast now, but thank you very much for coming on, and I'll definitely be putting out some of your videos anyway very soon. So thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Just before we go away from this video, guys, I wanted to put Thomas's link in the description. Thomas is over on YouTube. He also has College Info Geek, which has recently a new website design, so you can check him out in the description below. And also, if you are new to Notion, you can go over to the playlist here on YouTube, or the course, or the free PDF, so you can go and enjoy all of that stuff. Anyway, guys, a huge thanks for stopping by today. If you enjoyed this video with Thomas Frank in it, please hit the like button today. And if you're not, or you're brand new, please do subscribe. It'd be great to have you here on the Keep Productive channel. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Cheers.